Hello, everyone. Welcome to another thrilling edition of Messy Monday on Old Gray Bricks. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Already got some folks in the chat. Olden Shirley is here. He is on the road, so maybe he will. Let's say, hang on. Hey guys, on the road. Saw Dana's mug on the Great Astromech trade video with Ant Bandit. He also saw somebody's astromech, and that would be our friend Chris. Your R2D2 was in that. As soon as that video popped up and I saw the R2, I'm like, that's Chris's R2D2.
Mine. That was me. We filmed that.
What's the story behind that, real quick?
We filmed that in June or July. It was crazy. It was a long time ago.
He reached out to me because I have the astromech, the action figure scale ones, and I'm obsessed with the droids from Star Wars. And he's like, "Hey, I'm doing this like trade thing," and I was like, "Well, the only problem is that I don't really trade away astromechs. I only trade for them."
So, yeah, he also hit me up to trade, and I'm like, "Look, man, I will bring my actual astromech to your house to film something, but you ain't getting my figures."
Right. I was like, maybe if I have two of something, we could work something out. But I'm gonna trade you away.
Yeah. Well, I think I remember he came over as we were moving to buy some stuff, and he asked if we had I had some astromechs. I'm like, I've either whatnotted what I don't want or whatever. But so that's cool. That's cool that he got you guys in the video. Dana was in there trading a mech or whatever. I didn't finish watching the video. Who else was in it?
Oh, there was a lot of people from Brick.
Well, I mean, locally there's a couple other people, including what's her name with the costumes, whose name I'm just spacing on. Thank you. Audrey was on there.
And he went to ABC, did stuff down there.
And
went now, I guess, not ABC.
Went to Chicago and did some training there. And I was actually surprised at just how many of the people I knew. So.
Right. That's cool. So, Ant-Man, it's a cool video. I watched part of it. I was in the office. I was like, oh, I don't have time to do this. But it was pretty cool what I saw. And so a lot of folks in the community and everything. Brian Anderson, hello. Brick City Planner, hello. Thank y'all for joining us today. So I am still in build crunch for ABC, but I pretty much am done with my cube here. But challenge has been to build some extra cars and doodads for that. So I do not build cars well. So I'm throwing together a little futuristic little.
That's not bad.
Car here. It's not bad, but as Mark would say, it's full of one stud connections that I'm famous for. There's actually middle of the plate pole stud connections through here and half plate jumpers, and the wheels don't roll.
Don't sneeze around it. In other words,
problematic. I'm sure. Yeah. Don't sneeze.
Are you gonna build Homer's car? The one with like all the horns? Isn't that not what you're looking for?
Actually, that would be actually pretty amazing. Actually, you probably should talk to Chris. Chris builds very famous cars. Have you ever built the Homer before?
I have not. No.
That would be hilarious. Actually,
no. That's not a bad idea though.
Can never find a horn when you need one.
I like how it had like two raccoon tails on the antennas and all this kind of stuff. It's so funny. The Homer. Anyway, all right. Well, I hope everybody's having a good evening this evening. Let's do a quick spin around the room. We'll start with Captain Xavier. He's wearing the Blacktron shirt. Does he have it? Does he have the set with him?
He did a video for it.
Oh, yes. And I have stuff to talk about today.
Okay. All right.
I'm in the process of parking out one Galaxy Explorer for reasons. I'm sure you'll all appreciate that. But yes. I do have the new one. I've already made some modifications.
Can I ask you one question? Are you broadcasting from your Nintendo or from your Commodore 64? Is that?
Oh, I thought it was a Nokia.
Yeah. No, I just have a lousy internet connection.
I thought he was underwater.
I thought he was posting a JPEG.
Is it buffering?
Yes.
He's just really good at staying still.
Am I back? Am I
Yeah,
here?
there you
Am I
You're
still
back.
here? Is it any better? Is it worse?
Yes,
Anyway.
it is better.
Hooray! So yes, I do have the new Blacktron ship, and I love it because the original is one of the oldest sets I can remember having. I don't remember getting it. I don't know. I don't remember if it was a birthday or a Christmas. I don't remember opening it or first seeing it, but I can't remember not having it. So this was this was to me what them remaking the Galaxy Explorer was to you guys.
Calling us old.
Yeah. But one thing that I really liked about it was the rover drops. It's got a nifty dropping mechanism thing. But the original one had a pod that had its rover in it, and the new one doesn't have a pod. So I built a pod.
Nice.
I happen to have a spare set of these panels from a collection I acquired. So I made a pod. This side opens up. That side opens up. It matches the general aesthetic of the new set, I felt, quite nicely. And it does lock in like it's supposed to.
I like that.
But
Noise.
it is also standardized to the new modular system. So I can do what you could do with the old center pod and connect bits to it and make it
Sweet.
its own chip, which is neat.
That's just fancy.
But I wasn't done there.
Well, wait, Dish.
Oh, wait, there's more.
There's going to be an awful lot of, but wait, there's more.
Sweet.
There's more.
I decided I wanted a rocket. Everything is better with more rockets.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I made this rocket thing that will also lock into the standard new locking mechanism and can be dropped, but is also a deployable standalone.
I just want to point out
rocket
that
base.
modulars can be dropped too.
Rocket base. It's got control panels and everything.
Nice.
But wait, there's more.
More.
Moving back to the older system, one problem I had with both the new stuff and the old stuff is while they did have like modular cockpits and sections that came apart, they weren't well standardized. So this set and the previous upgraded set used a very similar locking mechanism to connect the modules, but they weren't actually cross-compatible.
Right.
It takes like 4 parts in 5 seconds to swap this one so that it is modular with the new one. And I've already done that, of course. So they will now interconnect, which it's weird to me. I think I know how it ended up that they weren't. At least I have a theory. But it's nothing but conjecture. But the old stuff also had a similar problem where, like, this one has a whole bunch of modules that come off and they all can interconnect and you can make little, ships with a pod and a rocket and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so did the other sets from that line. They also all came apart and kind of were interconnectable, but it wasn't standardized. The distance that the 3 holes on here that things lock into wasn't a standard height from the ground.
Right.
So originally this one was only a plate above the base. And the cockpit on this one was 4 plates above the base. So if you tried to connect them to each other's ships, they were weirdly offset and it was a mess. So I standardized all of the old Blacktron sets to be 4 plates above the base to make them connect better because I'm that kind of nerd. I had 2 of these sitting around, so naturally I felt like upgrading one, making it bigger, making it a little bit longer, and instead of just having a pod with a couple of random little tools in it, it is now a rocket launching pod, because everything is better with rockets. This will be a theme.
Yes, we agree.
And while the cockpit on this one came off, there wasn't any way to connect the torso into anything. Whereas on my new one, the parts fall off, cockpit comes off, the back little radar assembly comes off, and then the whole midsection comes off, which then allows you to, say, connect it to another ship And now, rockets, because everything is better with rockets.
Rocket.
They are.
Them's the
I'm
rule.
sensing a theme here. Sensing a theme.
There is a theme, and it will continue. But this is sci-fi, and I was missing a very important, integral part of any sci-fi system. Have any of you noticed it yet?
Blonde babes.
It needs
That
side
too.
cannon. Side cannon.
Silver spacesuits.
Mechs.
Oh.
Gotta have
Nice.
yourself a mech. So I made a Warhound Titan style mech, chain gun, rocket pods, because everything's better with rockets. A Flammenwerfer for the furfing of Flammens. And I'm
Was that
really
English?
very pleased with how it came out. As you can see, it's really very well balanced for a bipod.
Is it a Jenner?
But I'm a nerd, so of course it's modular. The cockpit comes off. And is built to the same standard as all of the rest. So if my rocket dude wanted, an enclosed cockpit to protect him from the blast of the rockets, he could have that.
Can you put the mech inside the new set with the drop?
Would you wait for it?
Oh, sorry. I gotta
The back comes off. The torso comes off and is, again, fully modular. So if we wanted to connect a cockpit onto it and a pod onto it, now we have something that vaguely resembles the drop ships from Aliens with the rocket pods and whatnot.
Yes.
Because everything is better with rockets, remember.
And aliens.
We're in.
Now for what I'm very pleased with this feature because again, huge nerd. We reassemble our mech, fold in the arm guns on either side, remove the Flammen, pinch the pods together.
I had one removed.
Straighten the legs out into a very sort of Superman-esque pose. Yes, indeed. It can be picked up.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Flick.
And of course, rockets, because everything is better with rockets.
Everything's better with rockets.
I didn't think of something that's not better with more rockets. North Korea.
Do you have a squirrel launcher?
Hey, what now?
A squirrel launcher.
No, but I could probably come up with one.
You need to find Angus McLean on Instagram and watch his videos on that thing. They are hilarious. And
yeah, that was why I was asking if you had the squirrel launcher, is because of his videos that he made.
They are quite funny.
I take it he has a squirrel launcher?
He does, in fact.
He has invented lore for the Blacktron that involved animals, and it is quite funny.
Neat. So that's what I've been up to. I finally bit the bullet and ordered the Galaxy Explorer. I hadn't before, and it's actually discontinued from Lego. Luckily, Walmart still has it in stock, so it'll be here next Monday. And that's why I'm now building the original Galaxy Explorer. Or trying to. I am short about 12 parts, give or take.
That's not bad.
No, I'm missing some of the gray rocket parts, engine parts. I'm missing a couple of the light gray wings and all of the blue fin parts. A couple of the printed bricks and
Printed bricks for a Galaxy Explorer? What?
And those. But I should have almost everything else, so that was nice to discover. So that's my goal today, is to figure out exactly what parts I am missing and put together a Bricklink order and hopefully have them before the remake arrives so that I can build them together.
It's also almost like you need blue 1x6s that say LL1 or 918 and 924 and 928.
Yeah, them.
If only there was some place that had those.
Right.
But he needs the original, not the new ones, right?
No, I don't. I haven't even gone to the trouble of making sure all of the gray parts are old light gray.
Whoa. Do you know what show you're
I'm
on?
gonna give somebody a heart attack here, man. Come on.
Most of them are, but I didn't have enough 4x10s in old light gray.
Okay.
I know, I'm ashamed. My thing is Blacktron, man. Classic space, it's not my thing. I'm too young.
Yes, that's funny. Mark Rober. Yes. So I have been reading, and it is always entertaining. I like the new Galaxy. I mean, the new Blacktron ship. I will edit it when I get it to remove some yellow. But it's always interesting to look at the fan page who finally gets a set and how much they're really chewing on it and how awful it is and everything. And then everybody is just madhouse rebuilding it or modding it or doing their own thing with it. And it's like, you guys realize that's what you're supposed to do. It's almost like you can add bricks or change things if you want to because it's yours when you buy it. And how
are you telling me there are people out there that don't use instruction booklets exclusively?
Well, also there are people out there that only exclusively use it. If it's not perfect in their opinion, then everything is ruined because some people are only happy when they're angry, which sounds like a miserable way to go through life to me.
I'm only happy when it
Like
rains.
the people referring to the new Renegade as Yellowtron because instead of it being 99% black, it's only 97% black. And this is somehow the end of the world.
I'm just waiting for Dana to pop on like right now. That would have been like perfect timing.
Yes.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. That's
just the worst.
Yeah.
That being said, I have ordered more black parts to replace some of the yellow
I don't
parts.
actually
because there is
have
too
the
much
new
yellow.
set. Which figure does it come with? Figures.
Which one?
Which figure does the new Blacktron come with?
The same one that came in the gift for purchase.
Yeah, it's the same torso, guy, smiley
so
face, but it has
the
back
original
printing that you can almost see.
Now, I will go ahead and give some grief in this respect. So there is a leak of a new book coming out.
Yes.
That has a minifigure history book. Like we need another one, but it's got a new Blacktron figure in it, and he's Malibu Spacey has a new hat, right? So the Blacktron guy has a Blacktron symbol on his pants with some printing and a Blacktron symbol in the middle of that classic suit, which is great. Had they stuck him in that set right there, they'd have sold 30% more of them. And it would have been cool to have a commander guy in there. I mean, all that kind of stuff. So now you got to buy a DK book and get it. So whatever.
I will say, I wish they'd have used the CMF Blacktron some because I really love those figures.
Yeah, those guys are cool.
Yeah, those ones are really cool. Both
They're cool.
Original and the. Didn't they also have one that was basically Blacktron from the Space Police 3 line?
Yeah, they've done a lot of references.
Had the vest and the B. So it had the vest from original, but the B from next gen, which is just cool if you ask me.
Some of us say travesty, but each his own. But here's the deal.
I'm just happy to be included, man. I'm just happy somebody thinks about it.
Here's what's shocking. You bought a Lego set and it inspired you to build things on your own.
What?
So, what the heck, man? Is that what? I don't know what you're doing. What are you even doing with life?
You want to see some real heresy? I changed the wheels on the bat tracks because they were just ridiculously small.
Is there a Megacore magnetizer somewhere on like cement blocks and they stole them? You got the little Blacktron guys.
No,
stealing the
these
tires
aren't from the
off
magnetizers. These are from the Space Police 1 rover. So these are from this era.
You need to have a scene with that guy and the Space Police rover is up on cement blocks and they pulled the wheels off.
That is absolutely going to happen. I have 2 of that Space Police rover. So one of them is absolutely going on blocks. I will build little Lego cinder blocks.
That's awesome. Hilarious. All right, Chris, what's going on with you, man?
I've been super busy. Printing, a lot of printing going on, getting ready for ABC. I currently have a X Mansion being rebuilt in the other room. I don't know. I have previews of Brick Journal articles. I've got all kinds of stuff going on right now.
Cool. Are you writing?
Also, if you haven't seen Ant Bandit's new video, that's my big Gastromech real life R2 D2 in there. So
That's
everybody
right.
should go watch that video. It's pretty cool.
That's right. Are you editing for Brick Journal?
Well, Fine Clonier, which I'm a part of, has had a minifig article in every single issue since issue number 2. Every single issue since issue number 2.
Okay.
We've also produced 2 books for them. So
that's cool.
Yeah, a lot of minifig stuff going on there.
I have not connected with Joe lately. How's his health doing? Is he doing okay?
I think he's doing a little better.
Good.
And he's got a puppy. If you didn't know, he's got a puppy dog.
Yay, puppy! Puppies make it better.
Here is a sneak preview of part of Willy Wonka's figure.
Ooh.
And yes, it is a custom hat and hair because the hat will come off of the hair piece that we made.
What?
Oh.
Now, it's the only hat that'll fit on this hairpiece, but we could make another modular hat, too. But, yeah, it's kind of cool.
Neat.
Then custom print job in there. And I don't have the rest of his body or his cane or his everlasting gobstopper with me. But and I don't think this issue has come out yet either, but we did make an Oogie Boogie for the Nightmare Before Christmas set. It's a clamshell, but it's an Oogie Boogie.
Nice.
And then Dr. Finkelstein's head here. See it?
Oh, that's really good.
But yeah, done all kinds of stuff and finished up a 3D print of Princess Mononoke's cape and headpiece to go with her figure that I've also printed. So, been doing crazy stuff lately. I also have printed a few old gray bricks.
Nice.
And I have some more in stock now too to print. So
hot dog.
We will have a few old gray bricks for Atlanta Brick Con for those who
hot
still
dog.
That's pretty exciting.
So that's all I've got. And then I look at Steve's background and it looks like the Daily Bugle is like erupting out of the earth and knocking other buildings over, and it's crazy looking to me, and I don't know why.
I will be bringing that to Atlanta, so you get to see it.
That is, I mean, obviously, it's like the Daily Bugle is just erupting from the earth. It's crazy.
Even crazier in person.
Am I next?
People want to know what your store is.
It is geekyinkstudios.com. Put it in chat.
Yep, put it in the chat. There's Daniel. All right,
Angus
tell us
McLean
what's
is
up.
A customer, by the way.
What was that?
Angus McLean is a customer.
Oh, cool.
Not a whole lot. This weekend I did finish building the ROADs for this guy right back here. Kind of see it. Roads are really aren't that exciting, but I don't know. Every time I redo my roads, I try to make them a little more detailed because I build them sideways. So I tried putting in a couple big cracks in like a weird formation. So that was kind of new, and trying to figure out how to do all those roads with like a short supply of plates, which was kind of tricky because once you start adding in slopes, like inverted slopes, and trying to make them line up next to each other, you need to use plates. And so that was a bit of a, I don't know what you want to call it, kind of a feat, I guess you could say, trying to design, not having to order more parts and just using what I had on hand. So that was I feel kind of accomplished, I guess, doing that. Yeah, I don't know. Not a whole lot. I've just been like, I made a big mess, so I've just been trying to clean up. I'd like to build and then clean up and build. It just keeps me keeps me going. Otherwise, I just kind of get bogged down by all the clutter and I just lose interest. So I'm kind of in clean mode right now. But yeah, not really a whole lot going on. So that's about it.
Yeah, I'm bad to let it become a mess and then either scrape it in a bucket and to get clarity or just leave the mess.
Yeah.
Resorting is difficult. So, let's see. Matt has walked away. He's coming back, but let's check in on Jeff. Jeff, what's up?
Sorry. First time to see myself in the big picture, I guess. Not much. The other day I was moving some stuff around on one of my shelves here, and my 3 Lonely Fabuland figures fell, and I also had the Animal Crossing figures. I keep on saying Animal Planet. I have one Animal Crossing figure, and I was like realizing that they're basically the kids to Fabuland, which I know people have said they're very similar and stuff. So I suddenly remembered I had another set right here that I got at Bricks in the Six, and in our in the Dirty Brickster game. So I was like, oh, I have 2 of the figures, and it's like, how do I get more of them? And right now on Amazon, some of the Animal Planet sets, Animal Crossing sets, are for sale. So I just ordered 3 of the sets, 3 of the smaller sets, just because I'm realizing I want those figures because I think they're adorable.
You're like a Lego foster parent.
Yeah, except for I don't have all the Fabuland characters either, so that doesn't help. I have been working on. You see some castle stuff behind me. I have been working on trying to figure out how to take one of my harbor towers here, which is very flimsy, as you can see. It's not held together by much, and I'm trying to figure out how to make this a little stronger for travel. And it's basically got, well, as you can see from the top, a full tower, and then like a half tower on the one side here, and it's also got the weird thing of having to step here because the cliff face is right here, or the grass. There's a level change on that building. So I was playing with the idea of this, which kind of looks like a little bit of a Star Trek Enterprise from the top now. I'm looking at it this way, but I'm thinking of like making the tower basically that I can pop up.
The saucer section.
Yeah, the saucer section can pop off, and then this part will be at least one solid piece, because the towers, you can see the alignment isn't quite right. The towers are not quite, 16 studs wide. They're like 15 3/4 or something like that. So even for this piece, for in here, this gap is not 2 plates. It's like very close to it, but it's not 2 plates. So I've been playing with that in my head, and then I got distracted by Animal Crossing.
That's how my kids are. So
yeah, and
have you been watching a lot of Animal Crossing videos?
I have never played the game. My daughter did, and I bought her a couple of sets, but I'm not probably going to get those figures out of it. So like I said, they're on sale. I'll add them to my watch list as well, and if they come on sale again, I'll buy some. So. But other than that, it's been a pretty quiet week. I'm slowly getting ready for Atlanta. I've got the farm laid out. I've got the farm modules over here, so I'm going to work on those in the next week or so. Because Atlanta BrickCon's only 1 week away, right, everybody?
1 week, yes.
Yeah,
ours will be.
Yeah, 3 weeks, right? Yeah, 3 weeks. I leave 3 weeks tomorrow, so. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
So Tim, I noticed. The Atlanta BrickCon floor plan came out.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody had a good look at that, but you can kind of actually see who's coming now by some of the names on the layout.
Yes.
Which is kind of nice. I saw Tim's name on there, so it'd be great to see him again. So.
Is this Tim Kroll?
No.
Tim.
Okay.
Not
Big Tim.
Adventures. Just making sure.
I was about to say Tim the Tool Man, but then I realized no, that's not it either. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to mention I am right across from Peach Lug at ABC, so that's kind of cool.
I'm not right beside New Hashima City, but I'm like one island away from them. So
it's your curse. You're like.
Well, I'm not beside, so I'm happy.
It's Neo Atlanta this year.
Yes. Well, there's New Hashima, and then Neo Atlanta is beside it. I think. I think Stefan's bringing his big core and stuff. I think. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, he's bringing some of his, and then there's going to be some water between them or something.
I asked the question, nobody answered it. Does Neo Atlanta have bass boats? Because I need to make bass boats. You know, if we're going to be in the future and it's supposed to be Atlanta, I've got the Waffle House. Now it's time for the bass boats.
Please tell me there's at least a stream of the Chattahoochee running underneath.
Well, and are the fish like super big now? Like, is it after nuclear type scenarios or
a Blinky, a huge catfish, Blinky the three-eyed fish from the Simpsons?
Yeah, did they ever make that minifig? Is there like a three-eyed fish from the Simpsons?
He came on a print head, like he's in a tank or whatever for Mr. Burns. But yeah, a shiny bass boat with a big fish, that would be pretty funny to put in there. So, oh, you got a shout out from the castle guy. There he is, right there.
Yeah, and I was talking. I think my castle's got 2 more shows, and then I'm not sure what will happen with it. It'll still remain together. I'm just not sure if I'll bring it to more shows after that.
You're not going to push it off a table like Martin.
Castle?
I totally could not understand both of you talking at the same time.
Sorry.
Okay. I feel like a teacher now. Okay,
One question was, are you going to push it off the table like Martin?
No, I'm not pushing it off the table. It's staying together. It'll just become on request. Hey, I'm coming to your event. Would you like my castle there? Because it's been there before. That type of thing, I would say.
But the question is, Martin, do you still have the Disney castle, and are you bringing it?
I think he's built a different one.
Oh, because I might have made mouse ears with hair.
Ooh.
Mouse ears with hair? That sounds like never mind.
That was my nickname in college.
I don't know what that means.
Better way to post the screen.
Did his camera freeze, or is he just giving you the stare?
He might just be upset with us. I don't know.
Oh, there he is.
It's beard cam. Beard cam.
I have.
Oh, it's on blocks.
That's
You're not
awesome.
wrong, Steve. You're not wrong.
That's awesome. Matt, what's up?
Here, I'll bring it up.
Hey, so I've been I would say out of the country, but Puerto Rico is still technically part of the United States. But flew down to San Juan for a work conference. It was a
kind of teacher are you again?
Well-attended work conference. Got myself a little magnet. So I was inspired. I took a bunch of pictures of buildings. So we'll probably see a return of my San Juan streetscape that I built and showed a couple of years ago, but I haven't taken out in quite a while. I got some inspiration for a couple new buildings. So that was good on the creativity front. In terms of Lego, it needs more rockets, but we're moving right along on the historic building that's not a church, according to Lego. So
Questionable.
we're working on the roof part right now. So we've been toiling away on that, and my New Year's Day order modular dropped in this week. So that's sitting down there in the box waiting to be built whenever I finish this thing up. So that's where I'm at. So.
Nice. Good deal. Are you ready for Atlanta Brick Convention?
I am. I'm mostly going to bring some older stuff. I think I'm not going to bring the mosaic this year because I brought it last year. So I think I'm actually going to just do some city layout stuff, and that'll be it. And that'll leave me. I'm going to steal a little bit from your book, and just leave myself more time to hang out, and I'll help build the city layout. But I can go out and kibitz and socialize and do stuff, and we'll see. I might be bringing the San Juan layout, or I might not. We'll see how much what I think I have time for. There's some other stuff going on. I've got a job interview coming up, which is exciting, but I don't want to overcommit. So we'll just see what time allows. And the great thing about it being right down the street is I can always change up what buildings I bring if I don't get enough time to work out all the stuff that I'm inspired to build. So we'll see. And I think it was Jeff that was commenting. I was sharing photos on Instagram and Facebook of various buildings, and he said something like, "They're all made in Lego colors." Yeah, it's one of the fun things about walking around in San Juan is that, oh look, that one's the lime green color. Oh look, that one's light medium pink purple, and like it's literally like you can just look at most of the buildings. The only building color that I saw that I haven't been able to reproduce is there is a building that's in sand red, aka sort of dull pink, which Lego just didn't give us very many bricky type pieces, and so I don't know that I could. I don't know if I could actually build that one, but yeah, it's a lot of fun, and the architecture is absolutely gorgeous there. I had a good time just walking around. I spent one morning just walking around taking pictures of buildings, and I will say, one of the things that's really changed for me is building replicas of buildings have certainly increased my eyes' ability to notice details, and so before. I might just go, oh, that's a pretty building, but now I tend to notice like proportions and the windows and all this kind of stuff. So good times. And I was like the only person who was sad that they missed the snow. So it snowed here in Atlanta, and all my friends are sharing pictures of like building snowmen and their cats or dogs experiencing snow for the first time, or their children. And I'm like, I would kind of like to have been there for the snow. Meanwhile, I'm actually sweating in a tank top.
Even though it hit 52 today, my snowman is technically still there. He's
still there.
Shrunk quite a bit.
Well, there was snow on the ground when we flew back. Thomas was like, I don't know if we're going to make it. The airport had to close down for 3 hours because the plane slipped off the runway on takeoff, and he was stressing about it. And I was like, dude, we're going to sit here at the airport. Only let me know if the boarding time changes. Like I was like, I just can't handle this constant like, oh, it moved 5 minutes. Oh, we're changing gates. I'm like, we're here. I'm gonna sit here for the next 4 hours. I actually got on my laptop and did some stuff, did some work, because it was almost like being in what's that? Confinement at home. Only I was confined to an airport terminal, and it was packed with people, because other flights were getting canceled. And so there are all these people lined up, and they're getting rebooked, and there's all this chatter, and it's bilingual, and my brain's just a little bit like, okay, I'm just going to focus on my laptop, getting this thing done. So, but we took off 2 hours later than we originally scheduled, but we got here, and a couple of my friends were like, are you sure it's safe to drive? And I was looking at the DOT pictures, and I was like, it looks fine. In fact, the roads were in excellent condition. We landed about midnight and drove up here to Gwinnett County, and no problem whatsoever getting home. So
good. Well, I will say that it was pointed out that I did move my wife, who loves snow, away from snow to move here.
Yes.
And so I survived it, but I may never recover. So
did y'all get any?
It sleeted for like 5 minutes at our house, and she was at work and did not even get to see that. So I did take a picture of ice on the bumper of my son's car, but it did not suffice. So once it gets warm, I need to remind her we live near the beach. So it's very important. But no, we didn't get any. Of course, all the internet things are like, have you seen the 12-day forecast? There's a snow blizzard, and I'm like, you can't. So please don't.
We have a shot at getting a second snow. The long-term forecast is we're still going to be pretty chilly, and there's going to be another shot next week, I think, where we could potentially see snowfalls.
So
it also could go to 50. So
when I come down in February, is it going to be like cold? Like, is it cold in February in Atlanta?
Not usually.
Yes.
Like,
well,
not in Milwaukee.
Like Wisconsin to Atlanta, it's like no change, or what?
Anything under 70 is cold.
Okay.
Well,
realistic.
I'm sorry, Mark. What were you saying?
I was going to say, realistically, it can be cold in February, because I remember 2 years ago at Atlanta BrickCon, it was actually quite cold.
Yes.
Like, you really have to wear a jacket and like cold.
Because like right now it's 13.
It's not going to be 13 here.
Okay.
We haven't seen 13 in a very
But
long time.
It
Could
could
reverse
be.
that.
It could be freezing temperatures, like, you know.
See, and I would give you my experience coming from the north, but it was 10 degrees outside, but that's Celsius plus 10, which is like mid 40s, low 50s last year. So I don't know. I think mid 40s is probably more accurate.
It's 39.
Speaking of mid 40s.
Frozen again.
Yeah.
Frozen again. All right, Mr. Sandlin, what is up in your world?
I am working on various things. I was actually just trying to operate on this guy to make him compatible with the new one, because like many people, I got the new Blacktron ship and I de-yellowed a bit of it, so I took all the yellow out from up here and just did a little bit of yellow stripe there, and I took some of the yellow out of the middle here and off the rover, so it's not quite as yellow. And I like it. I didn't ever have the original set. It came out when I was in junior high, and I just didn't get that set. But it's fun. It's kind of cool, and there's some neat things about it. And then I was also working on my Neo Atlanta Cube, and I just put some kudzu on the corner. You can see I got a little kudzu growing there. I got my lights going, and then really I just need to make some decals for my signs on the corners of that, and that should be pretty good.
Nice. Looks really good.
I like the kudzu.
So, thank you. Yeah, I actually hadn't really thought about that until I saw some people post pictures in the Discord for it that they were, I think maybe Aubrey had some kudzu on hers, and it made me think, you know what? I had a bag of plant pieces from last year's lug bulk that I decided to use. So yeah, now I'm.
Which post
what?
is your kudzu on? Which post is your kudzu on?
Which post?
Yeah. So if I'm looking at it, is it on the back left, back right, front? Which one?
Are you trying to link yours, Chris?
Yes.
Oh, I have it on the two that face outward, because my cube is
is on top of mine. Yes.
Yes, I have 3 facing sides. So I don't know. It's on both of these corners, the 2 outside corners.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Because I've got a little bit of growing on the back, but that's a great idea. It's just a big wad of kudzu. That would be.
I mean, it works for Fallout. Why not?
Yeah, could be.
Every other interstate exit is just a big wad of kudzu with a road in it. So
this is the first time I've ever heard that word.
Same here. I don't know.
Kudzu is they call it the weed that ate the South. It is a cultivated house plant in Japan, and it was brought over here at some point
by Bart Simpson.
Yes, by Bart Simpson and the frogs in Australia, but or New Zealand, whatever it is. But yes, so it is rampant in the South. It grows like a foot a day in the summer, and it is like you will see massive amounts of it in the woods or in abandoned areas or unpopulated areas. It's just growing. It grows like a weed.
With the vines that try to swarm you. Think of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It eats everything. That's right. All right. I've made a car, everyone. Here we go. I started just before the show. Here's my car.
And how many horns?
Nice.
2.
Just one?
Don't sneeze. Don't
I
sneeze.
kind of was like, it'd be cool to make a future Trans Am kind of thing, but it didn't go that way. But there it is. I made a car.
I like it.
It's a nice.
It's a
I don't
nice.
think you're going grocery shopping in that car.
I don't think so either. But also, my cube is pretty much finished. We got all the lighting done, and like Mark, I've got to do the advertising billboards, but it's done. So yes, it does look a little like Speed Racer. I realized that once I got it done. So one car for Neo Atlanta done. Many more to go. Did I tell you guys that I got the Dandelion set? Did y'all see it? The little Botanicals Dandelion, and these are freaking huge, by the way. I didn't think they were very big, but this is them compared to a minifig. That's a big dang dandelion. So it's a pretty neat little $5 set. I like it very much.
What are the pieces on the white one? Are those little bottle pieces? Yeah.
Yeah, the little round stud with the post on it. Some would say nipples, but I'm not saying that today. Anyway,
Pointy things.
And then the dandelion is just some gears and that new sunflower piece.
That's kind of cheating though on the gear piece.
It kind of is, but I mean it works. But yeah. And then I don't know why you get a piece of wheat, but we get a piece of wheat. So anyway. All right. So the sets of the year. Has anybody thought of their favorite set from last year, or the set that I guess made the biggest impact, or that sort of thing? Anybody got one?
For me, it was the Dungeons and Dragons set.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I mean, the CMF set for sure. I love the Dungeons and Dragons set. But I really, really love this Smitty Falcon set because you can make so much. I have like 5 of these things for different ships.
Oh,
it's
crazy. Ships. Yeah. Like every other day,
crazy how many different things you can make
another Star Wars ship out of that set.
Yeah. What's Dash Rendar's ship? The Outrider. You can make a Star Destroyer out of this.
The Nebulon frigate, Star Destroyer.
I think this is the most versatile set out there. Yeah. I would say this is my most versatile set of the year by far.
It's incredibly part dense.
Anybody else have one?
Yeah, for me, I think I like the Dungeons and Dragons CMF series, and I actually started playing Dungeons and Dragons this year with some people in the Lego community. So that's kind of hits home a little bit. I haven't built it yet, but for me, it's the Batmobile. I'm sure once I start building it, I'll really like it, but I don't know. That's kind of like the only set I really wanted this year. I haven't really had my eyes on sets. I've been so focused on mock building this past year that sets don't really. They just kind of go right over my head. So, but that one kind of stuck out. So I need room to build it, but yeah, once I build it, I'm kind of just looking for sets that I really kind of nostalgic stuff and stuff that I can keep on display and that I won't actually part out. So yeah, Batmobile for me.
Anybody else got their idea, their favorite set of the year?
A couple. One I don't have, the mobile crane, the city mobile crane. I think it's a beautiful set. It's on my list to get, and I just haven't gotten it yet. The excavator as well. That one I did buy, the construction excavator. I know it sounds weird, but it's just these are the most realistic construction vehicles Lego has ever created in the city line, I would say. And I mentioned it last week, I think after our chat, the Lego delivery truck as well, because everybody went crazy for that, and it was an okay build. It was fun, and it was a Costco set at the same time, as everybody jokes about.
Yeah. Jake got that one. He really likes that one. Mine, and I told this. No, go ahead. Who said something?
So for me, the set that I built this last year, I caught up on some of my inventory. I had had my foot problem. I had to stay off my feet. So I kind of really dug into some of my backlog sets that I purchased. So it's not a new set, but for me, it was building it. And that was the Rivendell set. Huge fan of Lord of the Rings. Honestly, never, ever imagined that LEGO would make us a set that really tapped into any kind of scale with Rivendell. And putting that together was so much fun. The canopy, some of the stuff was really clever in the builds. And there's part of it that connects at an angle. And just the roof was a little tedious, putting all the colored tiles on the roof. But other than that, I really enjoyed building the set. I like the little statues. I like the little round turret part. So it was really fun. And it's sitting right up there, opposite of the way the camera's focused, next to the Tower of Marthac. So, and then I also did the Tower of Barad-dûr, but so it sits up there with the Tower of Barad-dûr.
Just barely.
Just barely. And then on the other side is the Tower of Marthac. So I've got the two towers. Oh, look, there's a Millennium Falcon in between them. So so that was my favorite. Really enjoyed building it. Glad LEGO made it. And they keep making huge, expensive sets that tickle me out. Keep spending too much money on them, probably.
I really wanted both of those. I just had nowhere to put it.
If they do come out with a set that you really want and it's $1,000, are you plunking it down?
Yes. Clearly, I have no wallet control, so
Or camera control.
He gone.
I just touched the wrong. So I had it down to 10.
USB connections are hard. Okay.
I had to plug it in, or I would have gone blinked right out. There it goes. We're plugged back in.
Never mind.
I mean, I spend $1,000. I spend more than $1,000 a year on LEGO. So if they make something that I really, really, really like, I'll buy it. I mean, at this point, I mean, look at my house. Come on. I mean,
Like the 1701 USS Enterprise.
that's not necessarily what I would spend $1,000 on, to be honest. But.
I'll end up ponying up the $400 for it, but I'm not going to like myself for it.
What are you talking about? I've seen your house.
Okay. I don't like.
You'll regret it until you beat the unlock to your car in the parking lot, and then you're done. And
your house is just as much of a toy collectible shop as my house is. So, like, we both have no. We
don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Yeah.
Daniel said that the Ornthopper is his set of the year. That's cool.
That was a good one.
It really was.
And
It was a fun one to build. Yeah.
Dana had mentioned
going to the theater to watch the movie.
Dana had mentioned off the chat last night or yesterday or last week that the Friends Space and City Space sets, there was a few of those that he really appreciated.
Yeah.
So
The Friends Rover is a great design, an amazing little set. Everything. Mine is, and I mentioned it. This is my set of the year last year. Because it is proof that LEGO hasn't forgotten they can make a $20 set for kids that is easy to decode what it is, and it's fun, and it has play features, and it's easy for grandma to go, oh, it's a spaceship, I'll get it for the kid and everything. But for a kid who can't plunk down, $50 for a Star Wars set of the same size, $20 gets you a cool space set and everything. And I will say that I do not like the new trans black color because it might as well just be
dark.
Yeah, it might as well just be painted black because you can't see in there. So I don't like that. But this ship is, and it inspired a whole lot of people rebuilding it in different themes, which was a lot of fun. And everything like that. So it was a set that could be built and rebuilt. And this is my set of the year right here. That baby right there. I love it. For many reasons. All right. Anybody else? Any set that you are just, the Blacktron set, I guess. What set is that hasn't come out yet that you're going to purchase day one that it does?
Star Trek.
Yeah.
The Enterprise.
Even if it's $1,000.
Hush.
Like I said, I'm not I'm not really into sets that much, so it's got to be something like Star Trek for me, something nostalgic, display worthy. Because like I'm tired of like buying sets and breaking them all down and putting them in my inventory. That's just me.
You know, there is one set from last year that I have new respect for, the Onyx Cinder from Star Wars.
Yeah.
If you watch Skeleton Crew, it's actually a pretty cool ship.
Do you like what has happened to it?
I do, actually.
I do too, yes.
I don't want to do that.
Yes, agreed.
I haven't watched it, so
Yeah,
you need to. You really do.
I can catch you up.
It's fun Star Wars.
yeah, I understand that. Stever votes with me. Thank you, Stever. Yeah, that's a catch up. Hopefully, we do here soon. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, like for that show. Sorry, just to throw this out for that show. I'm actively thinking, is it Tuesday? No, it's not. Okay, gotta wait.
How many more episodes are coming out?
Last one's tomorrow, I think.
Tomorrow is the finale, I think.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to make the Jude Law character one of the kids that escaped the temple?
The Order 66.
I mean, you didn't want spoilers, so I'm not going to answer that.
Okay, all right, no. It's
Yeah,
fine.
some of us haven't watched all the episodes yet. There.
I haven't either. So,
Are you talking about Order 66? I have not heard this theory. So.
Okay, I know about that episode.
yeah, there's a possibility. Anyway, there's a theory. Anyway, all right. So when is everybody? I'm arriving at Atlanta BrickCon on Thursday late. What? Or I guess everybody else is going to be there normal time, or what?
I'm already here.
I should probably look at the schedule at some point. We're having a meeting about it Saturday, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
I'll be in Atlanta Wednesday night. Hopefully do my chat while I'm in Atlanta. Depends on what time we get in. So
Come over to my Lego room. We can do it right here.
well,
Yeah,
I'll be
hey.
yeah.
Hey,
I'll
we
be-
have D&D on Wednesday nights. Just saying,
Yeah.
you're welcome to come play.
I'll
Yeah,
be-
we can have Steve and VW and I. We could just be in a row, and we could like punch each other on camera or something. You know, I don't have a fist fight, throw popcorn at each other, whatever draws in the viewers. We will have to do that. So.
Get the hockey pads out, man. Let's go.
in the bubble wrap.
This is hooking. This is slashing. This is elbowing.
I'm sorry. Are you telling me what hockey things are?
I'm doing the scene from Slapshot where the French Canadian goalie is explaining what all the penalties are.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be leaving Tuesday and hopefully getting there Wednesday at some point. So
I'll be cleaning out the guest room on Tuesday, so Steve has a place to sleep.
As you're
He's gonna
loading it
come in
all
with his luggage, and you're gonna be like, "Here, I'll take that, and you take this." That's the last Lego coming out of the room.
I'll be like, okay, you get to sleep on this side of the bed. You can't knock the modulars over in the middle of the night.
it would
be ready.
The first time I've slept with Lego. So
Don't tell your spouse.
sure it goes.
Okay.
It's always embarrassing, and that happens, and all of a sudden you got that griddle, that waffle pattern from the bottom side on your side.
Across your face.
That's funny.
So who else is going to be here Wednesday night?
I'm not.
Jeff. All right, so Jeff and Steve and I will be here. We can do Jeff's show live with action if he gets here in time. You got to get here in time though, Jeff.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Well, like I said, we'll see how it goes. I have no guarantees because,
All right.
you know, I mean, I'm stopping. I think at the Pittsburgh airport or Cincinnati airport on the first night, which is in Tennessee, which is in Kentucky, which still confuses me a bit, but okay. And then after that, like I think it's a 7-hour drive from there, so I should be there in time, but.
The Pittsburgh airport's in Kentucky.
In Kentucky, because
Cincinnati.
the Cincinnati airport is in Kentucky. Sorry, I said Pittsburgh originally.
There are metro areas in America that are split by rivers and state boundaries. That's one of them. I'm pretty sure Ottawa sits on the boundary between Ontario and Quebec, doesn't it?
Yeah, but Ottawa and Hull, they're two totally separate cities.
Well, technically, the Kentucky cities are separate cities as well.
Yes, but the Ottawa airport isn't in Hull, Quebec.
Fair.
That to me is if your airport is in is the Cincinnati airport, it should be in the same state as the city it's named after. I would think.
Well, they just didn't want Ohio.
Land is definitely cheaper in Kentucky. That's what happened.
Oh yeah, for sure. I get that.
I'll be rolling in on Thursday evening. I am going to pick up John Palmer at the airport.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Did you know he was coming?
Yeah, he is in fact coming. He actually
Awesome.
emailed me, or actually contacted me on Discord last week and said he was going to come. And
I knew
then
he was considering it, but that's
also going to be picking up Will Hafner, kind of the two of them at the same time because they land within 30 minutes of each other.
Wow.
And then we're going to go pick up Small Paul, and then we're going to go back to the airport and pick up Simon. I believe we're picking up Simon. His communication's a little hit and miss. So
oh, thank you. That reminds me. I have something that I'm working on for y'all.
There's Simon. We love Simon. So yes, I should arrive with Small Paul and 3 more, and the back of my car full of their stuff, because I'm going to drive over earlier in the day and drop my stuff off and then go back in the afternoon.
I was going to say, I didn't think your car had that much room.
That's what I was thinking too.
Well, I'm not bringing that much. I'm bringing this cube, and Small Paul is bringing like 1 base plate of small stuff.
I know. I was going to say, did you upgrade to a station wagon?
Well, I guess Will have to. Small Paul and Simon are pretty small.
The back of my car opens up like a hatch and everything, right? It actually has a much larger trunk than you would think of to look at it.
I think we're talking about seating for 5 people.
Do you know how many bodies you can stuff in your trunk?
I can seat 5 people in my car. It's a sedan.
With luggage.
Yes. It has a full-size trunk and seating for 5. Yes.
You could just strap Will Hafner to the roof, and then you have more room.
I was about to say, if you don't have at least one of those guys, TJ Hooker, Bill Shatner, on the hood coming into ABC, that you failed, sir. You failed.
Well, you know what? They're all like little dudes, so it's going to work out.
They are little dudes.
I don't think one of them's taller than 5'8", so
They can share a bucket seat.
You can go into a restaurant and introduce them all as your kids, because Small Paul will be at least taller than one of them, 2 of them probably.
So I made a very quick little mod to this. All I did was add a plate under the guy that sits in the back, and he fits right under the canopy like that. So
I like that.
Like that.
Yep, I added a plate under him, and I plated up the little control panels there. So,
well done, sir.
Yeah, I need to make some mods to that cockpit. Needs a little work.
Yeah, it looks better without all the yellow in it.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I just did the little pinstripe on the side. So,
yep,
it does still have the yellow shag.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
I was just gonna say it looked like it still had the yellow shag carpeting on the floor, though.
Yes. I mean, and it took us 40 years for them to finally make some inverted fuselage pieces with holes in it, so we can make landing gear out of that. I mean, come on. But we're thankful for it, I guess. Yeah, that's great.
Except it doesn't want to fold up now. There it goes. But yeah, that's cool.
Yep. That's very cool. That may be a pickup while I'm at ABC, actually. So, have we heard if the store is going to have extra pick-a-brick and all the things? Have we heard a lot from the?
I'll stop by and ask, but last time she was pretty sour about the experience, so I would not count on that. We'll see.
Was she sour because not a lot of people came over, or sour?
Oh no. She was upset because she heard that the masonry bricks were being bought and immediately being resold across at the convention. And I said, I have no control over that. I have no control over what people do with it when it walks out of your store. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. And then she was upset that the store was crowded and that people who come to Lego conventions never fill out the evaluation, and that regular customers who do fill out the store evaluation were having trouble like getting the things they wanted to buy. So that was her complaint.
But it's numbers. You know, I love Linda. She makes some. It's anyway.
Yeah, she cares a lot about the surveys because that impacts her and the employees. I get that, but I got chewed out up and down about this in the middle of the convention, and I was like, "Well, I'm sorry that people do this, but I have literally no control over that." But so I just took it, and that's just. And then I think she felt better after she yelled at somebody, and then we moved on.
I mean, it's not like that doesn't happen in Chicago or elsewhere too.
Yeah,
I know. She just needed to vent.
Yeah, I mean it, but I'm sure if she looked at our sales numbers, they were huge for that weekend. So I mean,
she did not mention
that.
Or here's the thing: if you want, well, I mean, you can't do the stop the reselling thing. But have some extra hours for fan, for whatever, and that's a great experience too. Having us come over for just certain hours. So
I mean, she did the best thing, which was she staggered when she put out like the masonry bricks, which were the most popular thing. So she put out like one a day, and she two a day, and she spread it so they weren't all out at the same time, so one person couldn't clear them out. I mean, and that's really all you can do in terms of, controlling. But once they walk out the door, they own the bricks, and I don't even know who these people are. They might not even been the people that, she was upset about. So who knows? But it is what it is. So.
I don't know. I mean, I hope so. I hope it gets, because it makes it worth it going over there, kind of thing. But it would also be a sour thing for her if all of a sudden there's 200 and 250 Lego fans coming to her store looking for special things because of convention. Sorry, we don't have any. That's not a good thing either. So.
I don't think any Lego convention attendee walked out of there empty-handed. So right. I mean, it could be wrong. The one thing I will say is I'm actually going to encourage this when we meet with our organizer co-luggers, is do encourage folks who go over to fill out the survey, because they did extra things for us last year. It is an inconvenience for them. And if you liked it, fill out the survey and say you liked it. Yeah. So if you fill out the survey, then and they get a bunch of positive feedback, they're more likely to do it each year. So we need to signal to them that it's worth the extra time and staff that they hire to handle our people. So that's the one thing we could improve on. So.
Yeah, for sure. Especially the lug folks.
I mean, on the inverse side, though, I mean, let's say you don't have that extra staff. You're still going to have those people in your store, and you're more than likely to get a negative feedback instead. So that's something
that's
to keep
fair. I'll send you to talk to Linda this year.
Just saying, there's two sides to a coin here.
I very quickly assessed that arguing with Linda was going to be counterproductive. So I just went, "Oh, that's terrible." Okay. And
I'm not saying she doesn't have points, I'm not saying that at all.
So, I mean, sometimes when people just got to get some off their chest, you just let them get it off their chest, like the details, it's like in, what's the movie where he's like, and the Germans invaded Pearl Harbor, and he's like, just let it go.
Yeah.
They're on a rant.
Yeah, tirade. All right. Well, we're past the hour here. It's a good conversation. Most of you I will get to see in a couple of weeks, and I'm excited by that.
3 weeks, though. Don't freak everybody out.
1.5 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
You won't see me. I shan't be there.
You should try.
We got to get you out here one of these times, Captain Xavier.
One of these days. Maybe
one of these days.
In the meantime, I have built the diorama. I have set up the diorama.
I might be
Captain,
out of
if it comes
Portland.
to it, I'll just print you a badge if I need to. Okay,
Yeah.
just come on.
One of these days, I'm going to get out to either the Portland or the
They've been
Seattle
burgled.
shows.
Yeah, you got to come out to either Bricks Cascade or BrickCon. We've got 2 conventions within an hour and a half drive of me. So, I mean, and those are official ones. Those are, we've also got the weird knockoff Lego shows that feel like a circus and just don't feel good.
A circus?
The
Like a
Brick Fest
traveling
Live.
circus. Like, yeah.
Is this like Cirque Soleil meets Lego? I mean, this could be entertaining.
No, because Cirque Soleil is good. No, this is like, the one where you're afraid they might kidnap your child kind of circus.
Yeah. So Brickfest Live, by the way, came here in Charleston, and I talked to the Bricks and Minifigs here. We just happened to we had a adult fan meeting Friday, and we were talking about Atlanta Brick Convention, and folks were going, and I said, Nick is doing a show in Greenville, South Carolina, not Charleston, and it makes sense. That's where the main lug is. There's a Lego store up there. And I said, and probably this market is a little sour on Lego right now because Brickfest Live came through. And the manager of the Bricks and Minifigs said, that day we did more business than we've ever done. She said, because everybody went to the Brickfest Live, felt ripped off, wanted to get Lego, and did an internet search, Lego Store Charleston, and brought them to Bricks and Minifigs, and they had a killer day. They were full all day, and everybody in there was like, "Man, the show was squat, but you got lots of stuff." So they sold gangbusters of Lego that day and everything. So Brickfest Live still sucks, and but it was good for my local store, so that was good.
Well, I'm glad it's not just me that felt that way about it.
I was going to say there is a show in Greenville, South Carolina this year.
Yes, that's Nick's. Nick's got a show there, and I want to go. I just got to figure out. I can't just burn a Sunday again, and I don't want to schlepp 3 hours back and forth on that Sunday. So I may have to leave Saturday and leave Jake up there with my stuff. So I'm gonna try to go. Try to do it. He's got one in Charlotte too. Charlotte is just as far away as Greenville for me.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yep. The Lego store in Charlotte and the Lego store in Greenville are 3 hours and some odd minutes a piece away. So,
I think Charlotte has 2 Lego stores now, if I remember correctly.
Yep. I believe that's right. So, all right, gents, it is time to land the plane, head on out of here. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Good viewers, good conversations over there. Be awesome and build awesome and be kind to your neighbor, and just continue to pray for help and look out for those affected by the fires on the West Coast. So if you can do something to help, do it. Have a good night, everybody. See you later. Goodbye.
Bye.